Hey everyone, Draw Steel is almost out, so if you're gearing up to play, you need to know what surges are. In this video, we'll talk about what they are, how to use them, and how to get them. Surges are a combat mechanic. They're typically gained during combat, and all surges are lost when combat ends. That means there's little benefit to hanging on to them. Use them or lose them. Now, surges are gained in lots of ways. We'll talk about that in a minute. But they're only used in two ways. First, whenever you deal rolled damage, you can spend up to 3 surges to deal extra damage to one creature or object targeted by that attack. The damage from each surge is equal to your highest characteristic score. At first level, that's 2. Assume a tactician with a reason of 2. The tactician spends 3 surges, and each damage surge will deal 2 extra damage, or 6 extra damage total. Pretty straightforward. Okay, but that's the damage surge. Second way to use it is the potency surge. Whenever you target one or more creatures with an ability that has a potency, you can spend 2 surges to increase that potency by 1 for one target. You can't do this to the same target multiple times, but you can do this to multiple targets one time, each. For example, if your ability targets 2 creatures, you could spend 4 surges to increase the potency by 1 for each creature. That's it, the damage surge and the potency surge. But if that's how you use surges, how do you get them? One universal way to generate surges is to spend a hero token. You can spend or convert 1 hero token into 2 surges. This video won't go into hero tokens. They're a simple mechanic similar to inspiration from D&D. I'll put the description down in the comments below. Besides hero tokens, surges are generated largely by class abilities, specifically combat abilities. Remember, surges are a combat mechanic. But when it comes to surges, not all classes are created equal. For example, the Tactician has up to 14 ways of generating surges, while the Elementalist only has 3. These numbers give you an idea of which classes care about gaining or granting surges and which don't. However, those numbers are overstated for 2 related reasons. First, I'm counting abilities that might be locked behind different subclasses. For example, on the first list, the Fury had 10 ways of generating surges, but most of those are from its Growing Ferocity feature, which is unique to each subclass. Second, I'm counting abilities where there might be 2 or 3 options that all generate surges, but you can only pick one. For example, at level 5, the Censor is presented with 4 abilities, 3 of which generate surges, but you can only pick one. If you adjust for all those situations, the list looks like this, with each number being the maximum number of surge-generating abilities a class realistically has access to. The spread between them is of course much smaller. The order is still pretty close to the first list, although there are some exceptions. The Null's surge-generating abilities are less than at first glance, while a talent doesn't lose anything. These numbers also assume you select the subclass with the most surge-generating options. For the Shadow, that's the School of Caustic Alchemy, while for the Tactician, both the Insurgent and Mastermind are equally as good at generating surges. For the Fury, the Null, and the Talent, all subclasses are created equal, at least when it comes to surges. So far, we've only talked about generating surges, but there's a further layer to consider when building a hero and an adventuring party. Some classes care about granting surges to their party, while other classes care about gaining surges to use for themselves. And the differences are probably what you would expect. Support-oriented classes like the Tactician and the Conduit have abilities that largely focus on granting surges to their allies, whereas damage-focused classes like the Shadow and the Fury, their abilities generally focus on gaining surges to use for their attacks, sometimes only on the attack that generated the surge in the first place. But wait, there's more. The Shadow and the Talent each have unique ways of interacting with surges. For the Shadow, the first time each combat round that they spend a surge to increase their damage, they gain 1 insight. At level 4, that goes up to 2 insight, and at level 10, goes up to 3 insight. When paired with a Tactician or a Conduit, somebody who can grant them surges regularly, this can turn the Shadow into a flywheel of death. The extra surges juice their damage, The extra insight allows them to more regularly use their more powerful abilities. Now, the talent's special use case is something called Kinetic Amplifier, which is unique to the Telekinesis subclass. When you force move a creature, which is a lot in Draw Steel, you can spend up to 2 surges. For each surge spent this way, you can increase the force movement distance by an amount equal to your Reason score. At 5th level, when this ability is gained, a talent's Reason is 3. For the cost of just 1 surge, you can force move a creature 3 extra squares, or 6 squares if you spend both surges. Just like the Shadow, you can pair the talent with an ally that's regularly granting them surges. This can get very silly very quickly. All right, that's it. That's this one. I hope you enjoyed. If I got anything wrong or left anything out, let me know down in the comments below. Looking forward to the next one. Have a beautiful day. See ya.